Having a storm shelter seems like a no-brainer for an Oklahoman, but it's not the need that deters people from getting one.
We were going to put this in when we first built the house, and we were like, we didn't want to spend the money. I wish we would have done it sooner.
Rogers County Emergency Management Director Scotty Stokes tells me he and his team have been working for over a year to ease that burden. Thanks to a nearly $500,000 grant through FEMA, 170 families can now apply for their own shelter.
Several people that were already approved for the storm shelter, that their homes were affected or struck by the recent tornado that came through in May. And those folks are very happy that this process is moving forward.
And the best part is they'll get a big chunk of the money they spend back. Dee Bristow and the other shelter recipients will be reimbursed up to 75% of what they spend on a shelter.
We upgraded and got a little bit bigger one so we'd be more comfortable. But the $3,000 paid a substantial part of it. So these bars help lock the door. We'll just have our weather radio and our lights and the chairs and be able to not enjoy it, but to ride the storm out in peace.
Across town, A.J. Ryan also took advantage of the grant. Living in Claremore his whole life, he's quite familiar with all that comes with Oklahoma spring.
We can manage it pretty easily, but having two younger kids, having a shelter here is definitely a big benefit and a blessing and a sense of, reassurance of protection.
He opted for a below-ground shelter. They, too, paid a little more than the grant covered, but Ryan says it was well worth it.
The total of it was $4,200. This is the mid-size range one. So, yeah, $3,000 back in my pocket. I'd be happy spending $1,200 every day for the sense of protection now that we feel that we have with this.
Since September, 90 families have applied and installed their shelters. Once all 170 allotted or claimed, the county says they plan to look into reapplying for the grant in the future. In Claremore, Steph Manchin, 2 News, Oklahoma.